either since there's no answer. He's probably on his way back here.
I doubt it. I think I better get back to
Morgan,
the hotel.
give it a little longer. If you leave now, you're likely to miss him if he comes back.
Look, Berkowitz, we found the phone off the hook in Dr. Bauer's kitchen when we got there. We saw the signs of the struggle and the bloodstains. We know for a fact that the victim couldn't speak, so it's possible that whoever attacked and killed him was in the process of making a phone call. The guy came in and surprised them. Yeah, so I want you to check the telephone records for all calls made from Dr. Bauer's house today. Long distance and local, too, if possible. Yeah, well, I know the phone could have been knocked off the hook during the struggle, but look, right now it's the only thing resembling a lead that we've got, so check it out for me, huh, Berkowitz? Okay. Okay, thanks. I'll be here at Mike Bauer's office, waiting for your call. Well, Mr. Spaulding, thanks again for coming to the morgue with me to make the identification.
After the fight I had with that man in Tenerife, I never expected to see him again. Least of all in the Springfield morgue.
Just another piece of bad luck. If we'd caught this guy alive, we might have found out who he worked for and why they hired him. As it is, we're right back where we started. We got that torn piece of negative, the key, and the clipping from the London newspaper, and that's all we have.
It's the newspaper clipping that worries me the most, because Hope's picture is circled in it as well as my own. There's no telling what he might have done if I hadn't gone out looking for her this afternoon. Hope said that apparently he was frightened off by the sound of my voice calling her name.
Hello. Yeah, just a second. That's Berkowitz.
Berkowitz? Well, that was fast. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if there weren't many calls. Yeah, we're only looking for one. Here, wait a second. Yeah, go ahead. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, wait a minute. That one figures just about the time that we're looking for you. Wait a second. Dr. Bauer, did you make a call from your house at 4:15 this afternoon?
No, I wasn't even home at that time.
No, that's it. Yeah. Okay, I want you to check that one out for me, Berkowitz, huh? Right away, please. I'll be waiting for it. Now, this might just lead us somewhere. Seems that, whoever was there making the call was talking to someone in San Francisco before he was interrupted.
You know, this is my first airplane flight.
I guessed that somehow.
You know, I thought when we took off I was going to get sick or I was going to be terrified or anything, but now I'm... Look at all those little houses down there, the little people and little cars and everything. You know, I can't believe that I'm on my first airplane flight and I'm going to San Francisco.
And now, the award-winning Guiding Light. This court...
You're not going to walk out on your own party, Ramon Angel. Why don't you let me take Morgan back to her hotel to find her husband?
No, Drew, I'm depending on you to keep everything going here until I return with the guest of honor.
I saw Kelly's expression when he walked out of here. And if I were you, I'd rather take my chances next Sunday in the ring in Madrid than go after Dr. Nelson now.
I'm ready to leave now.
And so am I.
No, Ramon Angel, there's really no reason for you to leave your party and go
No,
with me.
I
I'll
won't
just take
hear
a
of it.
taxi.
I won't hear of it. I have a driver waiting downstairs, and if Kelly's upset for some reason, I feel responsible, and I won't rest till we put it right.
Well, if we don't see you later, it was a pleasure meeting you, and
I can promise you we'll be back. Come on, Morgan.
I have a feeling that's the last we'll be seeing of Ramon Angel this evening.
I doubt it, Sandra. I know he never gives up. But I think he may have finally met a woman who's really in love with someone else, even though he refuses to accept the fact.
I lied to Ramon Angel tonight and told him that Kelly went out to get some air. But frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if he was halfway back to the United States by now. So Ramon Angel may win his prize in that hotel room after all, by default. And I'm sure that's what he's counting on.
I lost 10,000 pesetas earlier in a wager with Ramon. But I'd be willing to wager another 10,000 that when Ramon comes back here tonight, he'll be alone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, I can't believe that I have to drink tomato juice and they're passing out free champagne on the flight. Oh, well, at least it's better than Mrs. Renfield's green tonic.
Well, when you have a healthy boy or girl at the end of March, you'll realize it was worth the sacrifices.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, I didn't think you were going to make it back to the house in time to take us to the airport.
Well, my business meeting took a little bit longer than I expected, but it turned out well, so it was worth the extra time.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I've never seen you so relaxed.
Yes, I am relaxed. You're right, Nola. I still have a lot of work to do before it's all over.
Before what's all over?
I don't want to bore you with business details, especially on your first trip by jet.
Oh, I was just wondering what I was going to be doing out there in San Francisco.
It depends on an elderly colleague of mine and his availability. But I'm sure you'll be keeping track of certain schedules for me, and but you'll still have plenty of time to go sightseeing.
Oh, I don't think I can go sightseeing on my own. I mean, the only thing that I know about San Francisco is that wonderful old movie with Jeanette MacDonald and Clark Gable and Spencer Tracy. They had this big earthquake in San Francisco, and then the whole city was fire broke out everywhere. And then Clark Gable thought Jeanette MacDonald was dead until he saw her up on this hill, and she was singing to all the survivors. Oh, it was such a happy ending. Well, it's so funny.
Well, I was just wondering when you're going to stop relating everything in life to old movies. In San Francisco, you're going to see has little to do with the one that was destroyed by the earthquake. I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed, too, if you don't find Jeanette MacDonald warbling on a hillside somewhere. I was just wondering, Nola, when did this fascination of yours with old movies get started?
Well, if you were born and raised in a boarding house and had to share a bedroom with three other sisters, maybe you'd understand. And the only excitement I ever had was watching old movies on TV or going to the movies.
Well, I can promise you that real life is far more intriguing, if not quite so romantic. Because, you see, you, yourself, are one of the players. And I'm going to teach you that, Nola, if it's the last thing I do, starting with this trip.
I was just wondering how long we were going to be gone.
Well, like everything else in life, it depends.
Well, I need to call my mom. I mean, she doesn't even know I left town.
I suggest you call her in the morning. That way you can find out how Anthony's opening went.
Oh, that's a good idea. I want to thank you for putting my name on that telegram. You know, I wasn't really excited about talking to Tony because Mom said that, well, he's going to be really nervous because this real rich friend was coming in from Europe that Vanessa Chamberlain was making a big to-do about.
No, it was good work, Berkowitz. Yeah, thanks very much, thanks. Well, looks like we're probably batting zero on the telephone records. That phone in San Francisco was for a small, inexpensive waterfront hotel, public phone booth in the lobby there. And you got the report back on the fingerprints, too. There wasn't one print out of the ordinary on your phone or any place else in your kitchen, Dr. Bauer.
Swell. What I can't understand is why, having just killed someone, he'd risk taking the time to make a long-distance phone call.
Well, that certainly doesn't make sense, Alan. You're right, but it would make sense if somebody were calling somebody to tell them a job was completed.
But who?
Well, let's face it, this guy was working for somebody when he tracked Alan down in the wilderness out there, but he made two fatal mistakes for a hired killer. One is he failed to kill Alan. The second is he allowed Alan to identify him. He made that same mistake today with Hope. I think what happened, the guy who hired him realized that he had posed a threat to his own personal safety. He decided to take matters in his own hands and rub this guy out. One thing for certain, this guy certainly isn't going to tell us.
I think it only proves just how high the stakes are to whoever it is that wants me dead.
Kelly! Kelly! Oh, no!
What is it? What happened?
He was a lot angrier than I had thought. He knew how special this was to me.
Be careful you don't cut yourself.
I should have left the party the minute I noticed he was gone. I could have prevented this.
It's much too wonderful a face for tears. Anyway, I'm sure Kelly has gotten rid of his anger by now. He's probably on his way back to the party at this very moment to pick you up.
No. He would never go back after this. Ramon, I think you should leave now. Go back to your party. I'll be fine. I just have to find Kelly now.
I don't want to leave you in this state of mind.
No, really, I'll be fine. I just need some time to think things through.
Morgan, I can't bear to see you so unhappy. Wait.
I think you should go now.
Morgan.
I really think you should go. I had a wonderful time, and you were very nice, but I don't want to ruin everything.
From that first evening when I saw you in my living room at the suite and saw you standing at the window, I've known that you're as attracted to me as I am to you. That's why I arranged this party, don't you?
No. No, there's only one man in my life for me. That's my husband.
I don't doubt that for a minute.
Kelly was right all along. I've been a naive little fool. I want you to leave. Now! Go!
Perhaps there might be a next time.
Oh, Kelly, I know you'll never forgive me. Yes, hello. Do you have the schedule for the Iberian Airlines flights to New York? Thank you. There isn't one tonight? Are you sure? When is the flight to Madrid?